Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Sakurasou no Pet na Kanojo. It is episode 5, and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions. Follow the links, replace the parentheses dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Okay. Episode 5, and clearly a change, right? I mean, episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 were mainly about Kanda wanting to leave the Sakurasou. Now that he has decided to stay, someone else is joining in. And, well, kind of, I did not expect that. I really didn't. So that was a surprise. It's cool, I like it, because it brings the characters closer together. And it shows the problems. So let's see what it is about. So first thing I realized when the episode started, like instantly, was that all the cats were there. And I was thinking about, okay, did he take him back in? As we now know he did. Which is a bit weird. Or did they move towards the Sakurasou and are standing like outside of the window wanting to get in? So like they remember where they were. And they are like, this is my home. But no, he took him back in. And just think about that. If you're someone who adopts a cat, who's like, okay, I will take a cat. And then some days later, the person comes, no, I will keep it. Please give it back. That's a weird thing. Strange he is, no question. Summer vacation is in, and everyone has a busy schedule. You can just say it like that. And that is something where I got myself to ask for keeping an eye on Sheena, which is a handful, right? It is not a little bit to do. It is like a full-time job. What does Kanda get as what does he get for it? And I'm not talking that it has to be money or anything. Although, you have to say, if someone needs so much help, that is a real job. There are people who get paid for stuff like that. And not only talking about a butler, which he's doing very often, but he is a tutor as well. He is, like a full-time work person who cares for you. A caretaker in that. So, it's a bit weird that this job gets pushed on him and he gets nothing for it. Because it is just not fair. And it is destroying his life in some way. Sure, it's a bit too harsh on the view for me here. It is a more light-headed series, so that's not what it is about. But you really should kind of question that, because this episode is pushing this problem a lot. It shows that everyone has deadlines they have to keep up. So, Kanda has a deadline for his game design, right? Sheena has a deadline for her manga that she's drawing, and she had to do some exams, which we'll talk about that later. And Aoyama has a deadline for her voice recording to learn the lines as well. So everyone has deadlines, and doing additional stuff to keep up with Sheena to help her in her life in the end is distracting them, is taking time from them, and it's taking its toll, as we can see. So that's a bit of thing here where I would really ask, like, shouldn't there be some kind of a compensation? And I don't know, but I kind of expect something in the next episodes to be like, there will for sure be an episode where it is about money in whatever kind of way. And we have to realize that Sheena is filthy rich. I mean, if she had such a success with her paintings, and we've seen her in galleries, on huge, that she was portrayed in magazines, and she has her own book out with her stuff. So I guess there is some money already on her side. She just doesn't care and possibly doesn't even know it. So that's something I expect in the future. But what she has, however, is a photographic memory. Now let's talk about unfair. So, she never had a single day of math, of English, of literature, whatever, right? History lessons, whatever you want to call it. So she got 0 points in the first test, which makes sense. Although you might argue that, at least in English, there should be some, and I guess like basic mathematics she has. I mean, if you're drawing, there has to be something like basic mathematics. Like 1 plus 1 is 2, stuff like that, right? But I think it is more about that she really doesn't know what they want from her with the exam, right? What? Why do I write that down? So instead they make her just learn it, like photograph it. So she has a photographic memory. She looks at it and knows it. She does not understand it, but she knows the answer. So she gets 100 points in every exam, and that's unfair because you can see a problem in the system there. Because normally you should be questioned and have an exam about understanding the concept, understanding the background, being able to connect dots, right? And you should not be having an exam about just learning stuff like numbers, not understanding how it works, but just know the result. It's I remember my math lessons when we had curve diagnosis. I don't know what it is in English. Curve discussions. And it was cool if you had like the final result, right? You had to have that one, sure. But you had to completely explain the whole way how you got there. And that is something she's not able to. She can give you the result because she just looked at it somewhere in the book. So in math, it might very well be that you get like an open question. And you have to find out the result yourself. And it's in no book because it's just the way that how you do it. She could learn by looking at the pictures in the math book what the binomial formula is, as example. But she wouldn't really know how to use it. And that's where photographic memories might fail you. But well, as I said, it's a light-headed approach here, so more easy. Now, after we had that, there was a short moment we've seen Mikata in the other room as well. He was in this episode quite a lot. And then we have a lot of focus on Aoyama, and I think that's an important one because this character fell short a bit in the past. So she is not supported by her parents at all in her studies, which is a harsh thing. So she wants to become a voice actress, and her parents, especially her father, do not support that at all. So she has to make amends. She has to get along all by herself in that age while doing school. And she now does 2 jobs already. One of them is trash cleaning, which is pretty surely not the nicest job of all, right? And we have seen that she fainted, that she was about to fall over if Kanda wouldn't have catched her. By the way, once again, a nice gesture, right? So she does not get enough to eat. She has not enough money to buy herself food. So the solution of moving to the Sakurasou is a clever one, is pretty good. It's a bit surprising because in the past it seemed like she did not really like this Sakurasou. She wanted to get Kanda out of there. But now she's moving in. She has her very own reasons by now, right? I mean, she needs to. It's a matter of money for sure. And she is able to get closer to Kanda and Sheena to find out what the heck is going on. Because I think she really is interested in him. Now she moves in and instantly is sucked into the whirlwind of chaos. I mean, she should have realized that by now. So first thing happening is Misaki just going through all her stuff, especially this stuff you should not go through. So I think she has like in a radar for stuff like that. I think it's going to be interesting because in many ways she has taken over, in many ways, the position that Kanda had before. So she is a serious one now. He was that before. He still is kind of serious, but she is way more, right? So it's interesting to see that. So he changes towards someone who wants to do game design. He has a goal now. I wouldn't say he becomes strange due to that. He's just very more focused on that one now. And in many ways, moves a bit more towards the others in the Sakurasou in his behavior. Just a bit, right? And we have a new one, a new caretaker of the whole Sakurasou now, which is her. And she takes over Sheena, which is interesting. So she realized very soon that, well, there were very good reasons for what happened. There are very good reasons for how Kanda acted, and that Sheena really, really is a strange being. And it lead to something, although we have in this picture here especially, this moment is where Kanda says these two really good get along very well. I'm not sure. I mean, he looks at it and they stand next to each other brushing their teeth, but do they get along? I mean, she looks after her, but there wasn't there somehow was not the feeling of the same like with Sheena and Kanda. I think Sheena likes Kanda and she kind of accepts Aoyama, and that's a difference. So Aoyama's like taking over, so okay, I will have to deal with that. But when she has the option, she goes for Kanda instead. So with her underway, like, please fold them, stuff like that. And especially the scene later on when she moves into his room, she snacks into his bed and is like, I will sleep here because Aoyama will wake me up in the morning and I'm tired, so I want to sleep longer. I mean, sure, that is one reason. But she additionally insists on being called first name. And I think there is this small gestures of liking from her towards him. She really likes him. She wants him to be around. And she feels like he is moving away. I'm pretty sure about that. Because he did. I mean, he's in his room doing his work now. And really not spending so much time anymore with Sheena. So even if there's no thing like romantic or anything, just friendship based, I think there was something like a weird kind of friendship forming between Sheena and Kanda, and she feels like he's moving away and tries to, in her very own way, get back to him. There was this question during the episode if that she has to stop using Kanda too much because he needs his own time, and she was only thinking about this cake that was there. So he tried to talk to her what to do. And I asked myself if maybe, just maybe, she's really not able to take over the view of someone else completely. I mean, as small children, there is this moment. Okay, how to explain that? I learned about that quite a while ago. Very small children are not able to take the perspective of other persons. So they really do not understand. They are not able to understand how others feel. Right? So, as example, if a small kid is crying and you have another small kid, it will bring its own teddy bear. Its own teddy bear. Because it knows, I feel comforted with my teddy bear. So the other person should be feel comforted with my teddy bear as well. Which is not true. It is not able to take over the perspective. As soon as it is able, it will know I have to bring his teddy bear. That's the moment, right? And I asked myself if maybe that's the thing here, that she's not able to do that. Just guessing. We will see. There's more to come, right? And then we have the game design. Okay, I mean, I was kind of hoping, which is stupid, surely, that Kanda would be like delving into that and it would work out fine, right? So he does like a first concept. It's like, meh, it's okay, but you have to work on it, stuff like that. But he really hasn't done a lot like that before, so he is completely fresh on the boat. And on the other side, you have Akasaku, possibly pronounced wrong, I'm sorry, who is really, really good at that, who is like a genius when it's about computer and everything that comes along with this. And so he did not publish it. He did not put it anywhere. Aku very likely Akasaku just hacked into his computer. And it's not really like hacking, it was more like opening folders, I guess, right? So so he checked it and said like, so that's it? Seriously? Dude, that's crap. It's just in your face, instantly. And I can see that. It's a first try, you have no idea how it really is. He is still on the level of a novice who just wants it, right? Who has a passion, who has a fire, but does not have the background, does not have the knowledge, who really, really needs more time doing it and learning it. So he got smashed instantly, but he got some informations how to do it very fast. Like, okay, here are the basics, go with it. And please be aware, those you are pushing it, publishing it for it, who are watching over it, who will check the design, they are adults, so you need to do more. It's not teenager work. That is grown-up work you want to have, so go with it. So there will be more to be done, and I'm not sure if the time is enough. I mean, seriously, just some days is... I think it is not fitting. In case of a series, possibly he will do it in the next 1 or 2 episodes. But for reals, a game design is not something you can pull out of a hat within some days, I guess. It is something that needs a lot and a lot more time. Talking about a successful game, right? Not like a small, I just made it for myself game. Last but not least, once again, Aoyama. So, we had the last scenes in the night. So Aoyama is falling asleep in the main room, in the dining room, whatever you want to call it. Sheena is falling asleep in the room of Kanda. And Kanda is sleepy as well, but not falling asleep because all rooms are taken. And yes, he could have taken the room of Sheena, in my opinion. And that shows us what I started off talking about in the beginning of this discussion. All of them are sleepy, all of them are tired and overworked. In case of Sheena, because she just works her ass off, as she did in the past. And possibly because she gets woken up by Aoyama in the morning, which she doesn't like. Just saying. In the case of Kanda, because he does work his ass off himself now as well, and at least a bit still tries to care for Sheena, and is kept up by her as well. And for Aoyama, she was possibly already before having school and 2 jobs, now right now only 2 jobs, and full-time being responsible for Sheena now. That is something you cannot do for a long time, and right now it's taking the toll out of all of them. So I think they have to search for a solution there. This will not work out very well. It will be disastrous. Disasterific. And especially when it is about Aoyama, you can see a major problem there because she's not willing to accept help. She is someone who pushes herself onto others, like, I will do that. She did it here, taking it over from Kanda. But she's not willing to accept help from others, and she's not even willing to listen that she is overburdening herself. Which will cause, I don't know, a burnout, a breakdown, whatever kind of thing. And it may hinder her reaching her goal of becoming a voice actress. And that's something she should really be aware of, and she's not. So, next episode will be interesting when it comes to that. Additionally, we have the fact that Kanda is not visiting home, which he wanted to do. So, we will see. Maybe, just maybe, there will be the 3 of them, as example, moving towards his home to have like a small vacation. I think they could need it. Or someone from home will visit them. That might happen as well. Waiting for that in the next or next episode. That's it from me this time. I hope you enjoyed. I did. Was a good episode, as I said. And I will see you the next time. Until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.